Did you know that the footballer featured in AFC Bournemouth's badge was inspired by club icon Dickie Dowsett? Dowsett, who scored nearly 80 goals for the club between 1957 and 1962, left such a lasting legacy that his image is immortalized in the club's crest. Earlier this year, I made a video highlighting 5 players who I felt were too good for their current clubs. That's when Dominic Solanke caught my attention. To all the Bournemouth fans out there, I want to clarify. I believe you absolutely deserve a player of this caliber. The point of the video was to emphasize how well Dom was playing and to suggest that bigger clubs are going to soon come knocking. While researching, I found myself watching Bournemouth each week and was genuinely impressed. At the start of the season, many predicted Bournemouth would struggle and finish near the bottom. Instead, the Cherries were competing with some of the biggest clubs in the world. Ever since I made that video, I've been eager to take a deep dive into Bournemouth's history, reflect on what a fantastic 2023-24 season it was, and explore what the future holds for the club. If you want to surprise your family and friends by achieving way more success than expected, just like Bournemouth did last season, I encourage you to join the 404 Rowdy Bucks and subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. The beginnings of AFC Bournemouth trace back to the autumn of 1899, when the club was formed from the remnants of Boscombe St. John's Institute Football Club, initially known as Boscombe Football Club. In their debut season in the 1899-1900 season, Boscombe competed in the Bournemouth and District Junior League and the Hants Junior Cup. The team played on various pitches, including a football pitch in Castlemaine Avenue, Folkestone, before moving to Kings Park by their third season. By 1905-06, they had progressed to senior amateur football. A turning point came in 1910 when local businessman J.E. Cooper Dean granted the club a long lease over some wasteland next to Kings Park. This land became the club's permanent ground, Dean Court. That same year, Boscombe signed their first professional player, Bevan Penton. It was also around this time that the club acquired the nickname the Cherries, likely inspired by their cherry red striped shirts or the cherry trees on the Cooper Dean estate. Early achievements and challenges saw Boscombe competing in the FA Cup for the first time during the 1913-14 season. However, the outbreak of World War I in 1914 brought progress to a halt, and the club returned to the Hampshire League. Becoming Bournemouth and Boscombe Athletic in 1923 aimed to make the club more representative of the district. That year, they joined the 3rd Division South, marking their first league match with a 3-1 loss to Swindon Town. Despite initial struggles under manager Max Huchin, the club eventually established itself in the 3rd Division. Post-war success came after World War II, with the club winning its first major trophy, the 3rd Division Cup, against Walsall at Stamford Bridge. The birth of AFC Bournemouth occurred in 1971 when the club rebranded to appear first in the alphabetical lists of English clubs. The team also adopted a red and black kit inspired by AC Milan. This era was marked by Ted McDougall's incredible feat of scoring 9 goals in an FA Cup tie against Margate. The climb to prominence began under manager Harry Redknapp in January 1984 when Bournemouth famously defeated FA Cup holders Manchester United. The club won the Associate Members' Cup in 1984 and achieved its first ever promotion to the 2nd Division in 1987. A near promotion to the top flight in 1988-89 season was followed by relegation in 1990. The pain of relegation was compounded by riots from Leeds United fans that financially strained the club for over a decade. The 1990s were a decade of challenges, marked by financial struggles and managerial changes. Long-serving player James Hayter made history in 2003-2004 season with the fastest league hat trick in English Football League history. The early 2000s were some dark years, which saw Bournemouth forced into administration in 2008, resulting in a 10-point deduction and relegation to League Two. Eddie Howe's appointment as manager in 2009 marked a dramatic turnaround, leading to promotion in his first full season. Climbing the Football League continued with Howe's brief departure to Burnley, followed by his return, guiding Bournemouth to the championship in 2013. The 2014-15 season saw Bournemouth win the championship title, securing promotion to the Premier League for the first time in their history. Their Premier League adventure began in 2015-16, with Bournemouth finishing in 16th, avoiding relegation despite significant injuries. The following season, they finished 9th, with notable signings like Nathan Ake and Jefferson Lerma bolstering the squad. Consistent mid-table finishes characterized their early Premier League years despite various challenges. Sadly, during the 2019-20 season, Bournemouth was relegated and Eddie Howe departed by mutual consent. Jason Tindall and later Jonathan Woodgate took the managerial reins, guiding the team to the championship playoffs in 2021. Scott Parker's appointment led to a successful promotion campaign in the 2021-22 season. Bournemouth saw a rocky start to the 2022-23 Premier League season, with Gary O'Neill stabilizing the team before new ownership under Bill Foley took over in December 2022. Reflecting on Bournemouth's journey this season, it's clear that it has been nothing short of extraordinary. If someone had predicted in October that the Cherries would surpass their Premier League record for points total, they would have been met with disbelief. Andoni Iraola's squad, once languishing near the bottom after 9 games, found themselves contending for European spots until the final weeks of the season, marking a stunning transformation. At the outset, Iraola faced significant pressure, yet he remained steadfast in his tactical approach despite the early criticism. Ultimately, his first season at the helm proved to be a resounding success, validating the contentious decision to replace Gary O'Neill the previous June. Bournemouth concluded their Premier League campaign in 12th place, their second best finish in history, following their 9th place achievement in the 2016-17 season. In the FA Cup, however, they suffered a disappointing 5th round exit to Leicester City, missing an opportunity for a deeper run. The Carabao Cup saw a similar fate, with a last 16 elimination by eventual champions Liverpool, falling 2-1 at Vitality Stadium. Bournemouth was expected to face another grueling battle for Premier League survival. Contrary to these expectations, they secured safety from relegation by April, with 7 games still to play. The team not only exceeded expectations with their final league position, but also impressed with their dynamic and assertive style of play. Under Gary O'Neill, the Cherries had been more defensive, scraping for points wherever possible. This season, however, they transformed into a side capable of slicing through defenses and playing attractive, expansive football. A standout moment was their emphatic victory over Manchester United at Old Trafford. On that December afternoon, Bournemouth was simply unstoppable. Dominic Solanke set the tone with an early goal, followed by headers from Philip Billing and Marcos Senesi, sealing a memorable win. This game epitomized Iraola's influence, with the team demonstrating their attacking prowess and overwhelming a poor United side. The most significant acquisition for Bournemouth this season wasn't a player, but their new manager. Replacing O'Neill was a bold move, given his success in keeping the Cherries in the Premier League the previous season. Bill Foley faced considerable criticism for his seemingly rash decision, but has since proven to be a masterstroke. Iraola arrived with a solid reputation from his time at Rayo Vallecano, but was an unknown entity in England. Despite a slow start, by mid-season his ideas had clearly taken root. A pivotal moment in Bournemouth's season arrived in mid-November when Dominic Solanke's brace secured a crucial 2-0 victory against Newcastle. This win sparked a remarkable run, with the Cherries claiming 5 victories in their next 6 matches. Iraola's nomination for Premier League Manager of the Season is well deserved, and Bournemouth's future looks promising, especially after securing his services with a new contract. As for the players though, Solanke's performance this season has been exceptional, with 19 Premier League goals and 25 goal contributions across all competitions. He has developed into the top striker many believed he could be, showcasing composure in front of goal and impressive link-up play. A highlight was his hat trick, including a last-minute winner in the thrilling 3-2 victory at Nottingham Forest. Solanke finished joint fourth in the Premier League scoring charts, on par with established England internationals Ollie Watkins and Phil Foden. To me, Gareth Southgate is absolutely crazy for not calling up Solanke. The transformation under Iraola, coupled with standout performances from players like Dominic Solanke, has given Bournemouth fans plenty to be optimistic about. The Cherries have shown that they can compete with some of the biggest clubs in the world. And with the right investments and strategic planning, there's no reason why they can't aim higher next season. Looking ahead, the future is bright for Bournemouth. The club is on an upward trajectory, supported by ambitious new ownership and a talented manager who has already proven his worth. The goal for the 24-25 season should be to push for a European spot. And with continued development, it's a realistic target. Bournemouth's rise is a story of determination, smart decision-making, and collective effort. As the club continues to build on this success, fans can look forward to more memorable moments and perhaps even the excitement of European competition in the not-too-distant future. These are indeed exciting times to be a Bournemouth supporter, and the best is yet to come.